Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in. All right. Woo. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. All right.
There we go. No, now you can hear me. Hi, good morning. I think I was a priest in another life. Because every time I wear black, they say, you look like a priest. It's like, oh. I think you're here because you heard we had heat. It's chilly, isn't it? I grew up in New England, and then I lived in Toronto for about 3 or 4 years. Yay, Toronto, yay. Canada, hey, yeah. Love Canada, I love Canada. My grandmother is from Nova Scotia, so I'm part Canadian in some way. So I walked out today, and it was 38 degrees. I went, oh, it's just nice and cool out today. So felt very comfortable for the northerner. Today is February 1st. That means birthdays. If you were born in February, please stand. We want to. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear February babies. Happy birthday to you. Woo-hoo. We celebrate you being on the planet. Yay. I was thinking a little while ago about where I am now, where I've come from. I think we all take a look back in life and say, boy, this thing called the life path is so interesting sometimes. I was thinking back to when I first moved to New York. I had some money with me. I had just gotten a job. I was in a temporary apartment while my real apartment was being readied in uptown, and I was rapidly running out of money. If you've ever been to New York, you know in a day it goes very quickly. Well, moving there even more so. So I was sitting there in my temporary apartment with temporary furniture that was kind of beaten up and weird, and I said, what am I doing? How did I end up here? And I said, I really need more money. How am I going to do it? And I kept trying to think of ways to get money before my job kicked in. And I just sat down in absolute terror and anxiety, and I said, and I prayed for the first time in many, many years, because I left the church and I didn't want anything to do with God or anything else. And I sat there and I said, oh God, I really need money. Thank you for doing this in some way, but where's it gonna come from? And I really need this. And my hand slipped down in this chair that I was sitting in, and I went, ugh, there was, how many people had sat there, I didn't even know. And my hand slipped down, and I grabbed some paper, and I pulled the paper out, and the paper was a wad of $100 bills. It was about $700-800 in that. Back in the 70s, that was money, right? I went, whoa! And I said, never mind, God, I got money. And I think we do that, don't we? We go, oh, never mind, I got what I need. And then we forget that we were in touch with Spirit, even just for that brief moment. I was in touch with Spirit, with God within. But I said, okay, it must have been a fluke, because I just found some money here. And I was able to pay my rent and go get food and everything, and it really tided me over till I had no idea, because it was a temporary place and people just went through, for a couple of weeks or so. So it's always good to remember back. Take a look back and see, where did God show up in your life? Where was Spirit when you thought there was nothing? Remember the poem Footprints. There was only one set of prints on the beach. That was when the universe was moving us through to our good. So we're going to talk about that today, about making right judgment about who we are and what's going on in our lives. Are you ready for your life to change? Yes. Yay. Jane is. She put her hand up. I'm ready. Sign me up. I'm good. Yay. Everybody get out of your chair, turn to your neighbor, wish each other a happy Sunday.
Good morning, everybody. Time to get back to those seats. The energy in this room is something else. And we have a whole new wardrobe for everyone this morning. So, happy 1st of February, and good morning to everybody. Can we just turn around and say hello to our onliners? Hello, everybody. And now let me just ask, do we have any first-timers here today? Good. You got one right here. And a few back there. Wonderful. So welcome. I'm happy you're with us today. And I just wanted to ask you if you would fill out this little card that the ushers are going to give you and take it to the gift shop, which is right through the next building, the first door on the right. They will be giving you a gift, and you'll also talk to some greeters over there who can fill you in on anything you want to know about Unity. All right? So I'm Bob Wilson. I am one of the platformers here and a chaplain, etc. And the other person I want to introduce on the platform is James McCoy, our wonderful music director.
Thank you, Bob. Good to see you all this morning. He's with us once again. Won't you please welcome Mr. John Rose at the piano and the keyboard. Just want to say thank you so much to John for taking over these last 2 weeks. I just want to let you know, I was in the Caribbean. I did not get my hair braided. So he's with us once again. Won't you please welcome Mr. Garth Kuyak at the drum set. And our featured soloist, you know her, you love her, Miss Laura Vivas. And this morning we have a selection from Oliver. And we have that song from Louis Armstrong this morning. No, it's not Hello Dolly.
So that adds a little suspense to the whole thing. Okay, so community updates. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. We are a happening group here. There's so many things that happen in the whole month. And I just want to encourage you to go online to unityofbroward.org And you can find out everything that's going on for the month. And also, if you are in our email group, you'll get a Thursday What's Happening that will fill you in on some more detail about some of those activities, okay? At least once a month you'll get that one as well. If for some reason you're not getting the What's Happening, you need to call our office and make sure you get on the email address book, okay? All right, so today it's Lunch Sunday, so once a month we do that, and I just want to, give a shout out to the folks who work in our kitchen and set up hospitality and all that. It's really rather incredible. Not only do we have the once a month where we have a full meal like today, but we have those other Sundays where we do desserts and all kinds of other things. And then if we have an event, like Friday night we had a potluck, right? And 2 weeks ago we had Ann Poole's memorial service where there was a luncheon afterwards. So it's a lot of work for those people, and they do a wonderful job. I'm just really appreciative of that. All right, so next, what do we have? The bookstore. I have a few visuals today. So first of all, I want to remind you, all those February birthdays, you do get a 10% discount this month if you go in there and you get something from the gift shop. And also, it's Valentine's Day coming up. Now, if you're like a few people I know, you're running out to a CVS the night before because you forgot to get a card. They have wonderful Valentine's Day cards in there, and they're also on discount at 20. Are they on discount? Oh, they're not. Very good. Now, here's something that is. I want to just introduce this. These are some wonderful art, visual art, painted on these plaques, and they're available over there. The person who's done them is Lori Partka. And apparently she's pretty well known for doing these things. They'd be a great Valentine's Day gift for sharing with someone some lovely little thoughts that are part of the picture usually. Take a look at them in the gift store. Can you guess who that might be? Thank you. Okay. All right, next, new power. Chaplains. Can I ask the chaplains just to get up for a second? See who they are, where they are. Prayer is very different at Unity than it is in most traditional churches. And if you don't know that, you need to get together with a chaplain and have a prayer, and you'll discover that it's a very different experience. And so I'd encourage you to do that. You don't need to have a crisis in your life to talk and have a prayer with the chaplain. And they're usually standing around the sides here or in the seating where you just saw them. Just come grab one of them and take a little bit of time out for yourself. All right? All right, February Power Hour. So Nicholas keeps outdoing himself in terms of Power Hour. The numbers coming to that group, we've gone from about 15 to 18 to now like 32 or 33 people. The February Power Hour is titled The Spiritual Art of Letting Go. Now I want to show you this because every month now you get, if you sign up for the course, you get one of these in a PDF form that's emailed to you. And if you decide that you actually want it in hardcover, he has a deal with Amazon. So Amazon will now send these to you, mail them to you during the week, and it's another way for you to get the materials. Materials not only give you sort of a lesson plan, but they also introduce you to some podcasts that he has developed with regard to each of the weeks in the month. So I want to encourage you to sign up. It's a really wonderful program. People are really excited about it. All right, Women of Unity, next Saturday. There's going to be a walk in forest bathing. Is that a title, forest bathing? At the Fern Forest, in any case. If you sign up for that, you'll get directions to where it is, and it is important that they know who's going to be showing up for it because Unity people tend to be a little on the late side, and we don't want to leave for a walk when there are people who haven't arrived yet, all right? So please sign up for it, get the directions that you need, and I'm sure it'll be a wonderful experience. The women do these kind of walks often. It seems to be a meditative, spiritual moment for them. All right. Next Sunday, our Reverend Joe Hooper is going to be the guest speaker. And his title this time is Taking Flight. Now, for those of you who know anything about Joe, Joe and his husband and his daughter are all airline employees, rather sophisticated airline employees. And so I have a feeling there's a link to that title of Taking Flight that you might learn more about next week. Membership matters. So you know we have our annual meeting coming up the last Sunday of this month, and it really is important that our membership shows up. We have, for the first time in a long time, actually 5 candidates for the positions. There are 3 positions to be filled. And so that in and of itself is a statement that we have more people volunteering to become a part of our active board membership, etc. It is important for you to be a member in order to vote. So if you have not sent in, you should have received an email that asks whether or not you want to continue your membership for another year. It's a simple response. It's a check response, yes or no. That's all there is to it. If for some reason you did not get that email, then you need to contact the office to find out why you're not on our mailing list and make sure you do get that, all right? All right, and now the one-day retreat on February 14th, which we know as Valentine's Day. I think it's really important for us to talk a little bit about this because as spiritual beings, really, having a human experience can sometimes be painful, and there might be a need for some healing. In fact, there is a need for some healing. So to take some time out, one day out of the year, to do some healing for yourself and to get to know other people, we call them unitics, a little bit better would be a great thing for you. So please sign up for it. Paul is really a very gifted facilitator, and you've heard from several people who were at last year's workshop, which was on board a ship, but Darby spoke to it, I think Bobby spoke to it, and I'm going to speak to it. It was a wonderful experience. It's a great opportunity to have some self-reflection time and also some time to get to know some other members of our community. So please do that. Chili cook-off. So you know we are big on chili. Do we have anyone from the group? I think we had 13 chilies for the last one, okay? So if you happen to like your chili and you'd like to try it out, we have a competition that goes on. Please just sign up or write into the office to say that you would like to do it and what kind of a chili it is, all right? And we will be doing that then on March 1st. All right, and then the last thing, the yard sale on March 7th. So we had a fun yard sale. It's going to be, I think, 2 years now since we did that. And we've been already collecting, there are 2 big boxes out there. We've been collecting things for that. This is a great time to let go of stuff that no longer serves you but might be a real gift to somebody else. So please take that into mind and bring some gifts in for that, and we will be happy to have some time together on Saturday, the 7th of March. And then one last thing, volunteers are needed. So you know we're going to have this AmeriCosmos sound and video immersion that we're going to be doing here, and that's on March 16th. Now that's a little further ahead from right now, but we have to do some planning. We need some people who are willing to do some of the decorating and the setup. We're going to have a wine and cheese beforehand. We need ticket takers. We need people at the door. And generally, we need people who can both set it up and take it down afterwards. So if you're willing to do that, please sign. There is a sign-up list on the back. There is no sign-up list on the back. We will get a sign-up list, not for this week, but maybe next week, in the back so people can start to volunteer for that. All right, and that's it for our new events. I just want to remind you, there's the address. If you go on to the online right there, all the stuff that I've just introduced to you is there in greater detail, and it's a much better way to stay in touch with all that's going on. All right? The daily word for today. Daily word, our affirmation is, eagerly I seek divine inspiration. Attentively, I listen for spiritual guidance. Will you please affirm that with me? Eagerly, I seek divine inspiration. Attentively, I listen for spiritual guidance. A preschool child had been chosen to be the leader for the day. But being quite a talker, the little fellow talked when he should have been listening. As a result, he was sent to the thinking room. His grandmother remarked, if he gets sent to that thinking room more often, maybe he'll end up being a mastermind. Sometimes all of us talk when we should be listening, or act when we should be thinking. Do we not all have a need, sometimes a greatly neglected need, to repair to our own inner sanctuary, our thinking room, where we become receptive to divine inspiration and guidance? We can learn to mastermind our own life through prayer, through listening for spiritual guidance, and through living and obediently carrying out the inspiration that comes to us. And so it is.
This wonderful morning, such a sky you never did see. Who will tie it up with a ribbon and put it in a box for me? Who will buy this wonderful feeling? I'm so high, I swear I could fly. What a sky, a heavenly ceiling, inviting you to come and buy, so I can see it at my leisure. Whenever things go wrong, and I would keep it as a treasure to last my whole life long. Who will buy this wonderful feeling? I'm so high, I swear I could fly. Me, oh my, I don't wanna lose it. So what am I to do to keep the sky so blue? There must be someone who will buy. This wonderful feeling, I'm so high, I swear I could fly. Me, oh my, I don't wanna lose it. So what am I to do to keep the sky so blue? There must be someone who will buy.
They are so good. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Oh my God. I would buy that recording. Who will buy? I will. Who will buy? It's just exquisite. Thank you. So we're so blessed. You know, sometimes we just kind of take it for granted. The music that we have here is so wonderful. This is really rare. If you've been to any other Unity Center, you know how rare this is to have good musicians and good singers here. We're blessed. We're really blessed to have what we have going on here. And we appreciate them so much. Henry David Thoreau, the New England transcendentalist and metaphysician, one of his most famous quotes is, "Most people are living lives of quiet desperation." And I mentioned this years ago at Unity of New York, and somebody came to me at the end of the service, very upset. They said, "That's not very Unity. That's not very truth." I said, well, actually it is, because we have to acknowledge that we are going through and will go through the valley of the shadow of death at times. That's just part of being on the planet. I think the Buddhists say first ecstasy, then the laundry. Where we have this transcendental moment, and then we get back to doing what we're here to do. The daily things that we're here to do, we need to take care of. And sometimes, you know, we come here on Sunday, it's wonderful, we leave, and then an hour later we get a phone call, or we read the paper or something, and we get desperate. So it isn't only civilians, as it were, who go through the times of quiet desperation. We all go through it at times, and it's okay. But we remember it's temporary, hopefully. But there are a lot of people who are living lives of quiet desperation all the time, who don't have an awareness of who and what they are. And observing such a roller coaster ride that living on this planet entails, we sometimes have to wonder, what's the point of all this? Why are we here? It seems insane sometimes. Especially watch the news lately. It's like, who are we? What are we going through? This is just, it doesn't feel like this is who we are. All of a sudden we have a new identity for the past year. What are we doing? And why? We look at moments in our own lives for a moment. You wonder, what was that all about? Why did I have that childhood? Why did I have that relationship? Why did I have to go through that trauma? Do you wonder where God was when someone that you loved wasn't there anymore? I was told by my minister, your grandfather was taken by God. Taken? Taken? What does he want with my grandfather? I need my grandfather. I'm only 11. I want that guy back. Why did God hate me so much to take something, the only adult in my life at that time who really listened to me, who really heard me? What did I do that was so awful for God to punish me in that way? We do that as a child. We don't have the wherewithal to know any. God took the thing that you love the most. Well, I don't think I like this God, whoever that might be. When I was 7, I went to school one day. I had a dog and 2 cats. I came home from school and they were gone. And I said, we had a part-time housekeeper who was looking after me in the afternoon. I said, what happened to the dog and the cats? And she said, ask your father. And I asked, and he said, they ran away. So they ran away? And he wouldn't talk about it anymore. All three of them ran away. They didn't love me anymore. What did I do that was so bad that made them run away? I was traumatized for weeks, months. I think I still am in some ways. My dad just felt he was going through a divorce. He was going through a hard time. He felt, I can't deal with a child, 2 kids, me and my brother, and these animals at the same time. I think if he told me that, I would have been sad, but I would have understood that they didn't run away because of me. Why did God hate me so much to take my dog and my cats? And my grandfather, why is God taking all these things away from me? So where was God in your life when you were physically abused? Maybe sexually abused? Or kids beat you up because you were different in their eyes? When your spouse all of a sudden left because she or he just didn't love you anymore and they were gone? Or they passed away all of a sudden, what was that about? When you knew that you were meant to have this great career, you have the talent, you have the training, and all of a sudden it was impossible for you to do that career that you loved for some reason. My dear friend, the late Sally Kemp, was hired to play Billy Crystal's mother in Soap. They shot the pilot, it went beautifully, it went to series, the network picked it up, and 2 weeks after she did the pilot, she got a call from the producer telling her that the network was replacing her with Catherine Damon. And they had to reshoot the pilot all over again. Not the full pilot, but only the scenes that Sally was in. She was extraordinarily devastated. She said, finally, this is my moment after many years in the business. The producers were very upset when they talked to her, but they said the network had final say, and they said that Sally looked too much like Greer Garson, and that she was too pretty for the character that she was playing. And Sally said it was such a great disappointment to her because she loved the character, she loved the other actors in the show, she loved Billy Crystal, they just had a wonderful rapport immediately. And she said the biggest reason I wanted to do the show was I was counting on the money I was going to get so I could leave my husband finally. She said, so I had to have him around for a little while longer, unfortunately. I think she told me he was husband number 5 or 6 or 12 or one. But she said that was so disappointing to say, this is what I was made to do. I was meant to do this. Life seems filled with such insane situations, we can't help but wonder, if there is a God, why doesn't God help? Why didn't God keep Sally on the show? Why did God allow you to be abused? Why did God allow that thing to happen in your life? We've been trained from the very beginning to doubt our own hearts. We knew this felt right, this felt wonderful, and all of a sudden it was taken away. Well, there must be a reason. And what happens is we begin to listen to other people rather than our hearts tell us, well, God took your grandfather. God did this. I guess if you were meant to have it, you would have. So be grateful for what you do have. And then we're trying to make sense of it. Well, then why am I here? This is where my heart is. Why is my life goal not being fulfilled? I have to do this? If you recall in reading the book, The Four Agreements, last year we did a class on it, and I did a number of series on Sunday morning of it. You'll recall that Don Miguel Ruiz, the author, tells of a mother who came home with a headache from work, and her young daughter was singing, jumping around, having a grand time, being her naturally happy self, and it was making the mother's headache worse, and she yelled at her daughter, "Shut up, you have such an ugly voice. Can't you just shut up?" And the girl was shocked. She was taken aback. She didn't really believe that her daughter had an ugly voice by any thought at all. She was just in a lot of pain, and the only thing she could tell her was to shut up. But the little girl brought her mother's words right into her heart. And she heard as truth, "You have an ugly voice." She became extremely shy around people. She no longer sang, even to herself. She found that speaking to people was difficult because she had an ugly voice. She believed she had to hide her voice, that ugly thing, if she was going to be loved. Her mother had no idea why her daughter's personality changed so rapidly. She didn't know her judgment of her daughter's singing changed her daughter's life for good. It changed the DNA within her because her daughter took from outside an opinion that was not the truth of who she was. What are you judging about yourself? We're going to take a look at that today. Judgment is a spiritual power that we have to change our lives. Right here, right now, we can use correct judgment and put away what you've heard your whole life that has been holding you back, that is not the truth of who you are. It would seem odd to think that judgment would be a spiritual faculty. It sounds like it's just something that humans do one way or another. We judge things and then we keep judging. Our whole lives are about a series of judgments. But it's a spiritual power we have to create change from within at this very moment. It seems that many people are always making judgments about us, right? I've been a minister for 35-ish years now. Everybody has a judgment about anything that I do. I can shave my beard, which I do like every 5 years or so, just to see what I have underneath. Then I grow it back. I've seen that. I'm now going. But everybody has an opinion. So often I will come out on Sunday morning and say, yes, I have shaved. I didn't change my hair. My eyebrows are not different. I shaved. There's something different about you. What is it? Did you do your eyebrows? No, I shaved my beard. Oh, okay. And then they have an opinion. I say, what you think about me and my beard is none of my business. But on Sunday morning in the line, they always come, I know you told me that it doesn't matter what I think about your beard, but here's what I think about your beard. I like it, I don't like it, you should keep shaved, you should grow the beard back, you should grow it longer, you should dye it, you should do. Everybody has a judgment. And a lot of people feel they need to tell you what that judgment is. And as I shared, thank you for sharing, I don't care. It's my face, it's my beard, so we're going to go with that. But then we have judgment about other people, and then we make judgments about other people as well. About our lives, about our place in the world, about our bodies. Oh, nobody can say anything worse about our own bodies than we do, right? We're so harsh on ourselves. We have judgments about our relationships, about careers, about our failures, our seeming failures. Our lack of being in a family that was loving and kind and normal or there. We envy other people with their families. And on we go, applying the power of judgment in a non-productive way over and over again. Well, no, actually it is judgment. It is productive, but in the way that we don't want. It's negative judgment. So the things that we're judging negatively in ourselves and outside, we're taking within us and saying, this is life. We're telling our souls, we're telling every cell in our body, here is the truth. That my body's not good, that my relationships are terrible, that I don't do relationships well, that my family is not, and we go on, and we create this reality, whether it's real or not. You may have had a rotten childhood, a number of us have, but you're not a child anymore, right? Unless you are a child, and that's a different ballgame. But your mom and dad may have been absent, they may have been abusive or alcoholic or any number of ways, and they were less than a good parent. All right, but unless you're still living with your parents at 75 years old, perhaps, what is your current negative judgment doing to you? It's really not doing a whole lot to them, but it's doing to you, it's reducing your life to a small life. My friend Sally could have continued being upset about life and the chance she had for stardom and a lot of money from doing soap that was seemingly taken away from her. She was also up for the Mother and the Waltons. The guy who created the Waltons, Earl Hamner, said, you are my mother, you're going to play the part. He didn't have final casting, and so they handed the role to Michael Leonard, a friend of Sally's. She's like, if you want to see Sally in action, turn on Dynasty. Remember Dynasty? She played John Forsythe's secretary. And she was having a great time. She was wearing these beautiful clothes, just beautiful couture. In the second season, somebody on the show, a star on the show who will not be named, you can figure it out yourself if you know the show, told the producers that Sally was no longer to wear anything with color. that she was supposed to be a drab secretary, so make sure that happened. So she was dressed in gray and brown and beige for the rest of the series. He's like, as long as they pay me, I'm good. But you could see it hurt. It hurt. Another person's judgment of what she was doing and her role. But she was very resilient. She was a wonderful Unity student. She said, all of it I went through to learn about who I am. She said it was never about the theater, it was never about movies, it was never about TV, it was about me and my growth. And she had amazing growth in her life. So the universe has your right and perfect life waiting when we judge it correctly. The universe has your perfect role, your perfect job, your successful business, your right, perfect, beautiful, hot, breathtaking, awesome mate. Take it in. If they're sitting next to you, say, thank you, honey, for being that hot, beautiful, wonderful, exciting. When you have a desire of the heart, Spirit not only placed it there, it is Spirit itself. Your desire is God. In Lessons in Truth, our main textbook, Emily Cady says, desire is God tapping on the door of our subconscious. Spirit's always pushing us to have the life that we came to live because that's what we're here to do. If we're not living the life, if we are frustrated and not moving forward, it's because we haven't been listening to Spirit. We've been listening to other people telling us this is the life you should have. And our hearts are saying, no, I came to have this life. I believe that depression is the main cause, is the result actually of not living the life we're here to live. Now certainly there is chronic depression, there are physical reasons for it also. But I think a lot of depression is not living the life that we came to enjoy. And if we're not, why not? Whatever you have as a desire, it's God showing up. And the problem, and it's been a huge problem, and continues to be a huge problem for most of us, is that we haven't allowed God's wisdom, God's judgment, to be heard. Judgment is a combination of two divine powers, love and wisdom. When one is missing or unbalanced, we're not living our lives with right judgment. So Mom tells us, shut up, you can't sing. Am I going to take that within, or am I going to listen and say, I can sing, thank you for sharing, Mom, but I'm going to go be a performer now? A teacher tells us, you can't write very well. Remember in the 10th grade, my English teacher said, it's a good thing you can act because you can't write. Like, well, thank you, and what? You know. So I just always assumed I wasn't a very good writer till I got to ministerial school, and I wrote this paper on one of the 12 powers, and my teacher wrote back, you're a good writer. I said, I am? I always heard I wasn't. He says, who told you that? I said, well, my drama teacher. It's like, but you are a good writer. So just take that and run with it. I went, okay, I will. What were you told? And then you internalized and said, well, I'm not a good writer. But you are. You can't sing. Shut up. There was a woman who took a vocal workshop in Miami. I've shared this, I think, in a class. She did it with my friend Johnny, who was a music director, and said, everybody here can sing. Now, you may not be professional, but you can sing. So she got up, she sang happy birthday to a whole group of people. At the center, she burst into tears. She said, I was told at 5 years old, you're throwing everybody off by singing happy birthday. She said, I never sang another note in my life till today. I'm 57. And I found a healing, and I know I can sing. I'm not going to be at the Met, but I know I can sing. And I know it's not hurting your ears when I sing. What have we been told? What bill of goods have we been sold that is not the truth about who we are? I had a member in Unity of New York who came to me and said, I was kicked out of our church for being a divorced woman. My husband cheated and left me and got a divorce. Now my daughter and I are on our own, and our church said, you can't come here anymore because you're divorced. And she said, but that was my husband leaving me. And the minister said, we're sorry, but light cannot walk with darkness. And I said, you are pure light. You and your daughter are so loved, and you're already a member of our family. I'm so glad you're here. burst into tears. She finally heard the truth. You are not damaged goods. No child of God, no creation of spirit is damaged goods. Please let that go. It is not the truth of who you are, ever. Our brains are stopping our heart from knowing the truth. This has been scientifically proven that when we are holding a thought of, I can't do that, and our heart knows the truth, and we shove that truth down to our hearts literally react with a panic attack or depression or anxiety. So if you're feeling any of those things, your head may be telling your heart an untruth. So this afternoon, I invite you to let your heart tell you the truth and tell your head, thank you for sharing, but be quiet. It's not the truth. It is not the truth of who you are. I know people have been burned by cigarettes, by step-parents. They've been molested by uncles or aunts. They've been hated by other kids because they're overweight or gay or a person of color or transgendered or have an accent or have a limp or some other thing that makes them different. All of these are just value judgment thrown at you by some people who got afraid of who you are. They were afraid of your light. That's all. They were afraid of who you are as an individual child of God. So where was God when all of these things were happening? God was, as always, not only within us, but as us. You are God expressing perfectly right now just as you are. You know, we used to say, I behold the Christ in you. In Unity, we've changed that. We've adjusted that to, I behold the Christ as you. You are the God being an expression. There's no little God running inside of you or little Jesus doing laps or anything like that. It's who you are. It's who we are. It's like your computer. My all-in-one computer has the software already built in before I got it. That was installed in you before you got here. The realization, your talent, your abilities, your joy, all the good that you are is already here. We just have to say yes to it. We just have to turn it on and let it take hold. Let it do its work. God is not a person to stop something. God is the wisdom within you that reveals your next step in wholeness and abundance and all good. God never says no, all right? Now, the direction might be later. It might be over here, not over there. But Spirit never says no, ever. What got you here? Again, that footprints thing, I only saw one set of footprints. That was the universe lifting us up and carrying us forward until we were able to be strong enough to keep moving forward. The power of love, of faith, of joy, of success are always have been and always will be within us. But it's up to us to acknowledge it, to call it forth, and to use it in our lives for the good to come into our lives. There's a part of us that needs a healing. All of us need this healing, and I call that the Gladys Kravitz within. Do you remember Gladys? Who doesn't know Gladys Kravitz? Put your hand up if you've never heard of Gladys Kravitz. On the sitcom Bewitched, Samantha and Darren's neighbor, Gladys and Abner Kravitz. I love their names. Gladys and Abner Kravitz. She was their neighbor, and she was more involved in Samantha and Darren's life than she was with her own husband, who completely ignored her. No matter what she said, he was always reading the paper. Thank you, Gladys. Abner, there's something funny going on next door. Abner, the car just vanished. Abner, the milkman just turned into a cat. Abner, come here. What? I'm reading the paper. Abner, come here. Gladys, metaphysically speaking, is you, is your ego, is that limited part of you that acknowledges only what I can see, no matter how crazy or insane it looks. Abner, the milkman's a cat. Really? That's what I see. We don't see the complete truth coming from a Gladys Kravitz understanding. We're just seeing a part of it. We're leaving wisdom and love out of the picture completely. We keep trying to figure out what's going on with our brain with the incorrect use of the power of discernment. If there's a financial challenge going on in our lives, How often has Gladys within tried to make sense of what's going on and try to correct it? Well, let's see, if I cancel the cable, sell the car, get a third job, then I can maybe bring my account to zero by 2029. Yeah, that's what we're going to do, because my brain has figured out how to be abundant. No, Gladys, no. That's not the way it works. You can't find a marriage-worthy date anywhere. Date? What's a date? Anybody remember dating? Now swipe, 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 swipe. What? Swipe, 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 swipe. What? So Gladys is saying, well, how do we find that? How do we find the right mate? Well, I'll go to this new hot club. I'm sure he'll be there. I'll pay $3,000 to this matchmaker I saw online. New psychic will clear my aura for $900, and she guarantees that my money will come back if I don't have a mate by the end of the year. Yes. Gladys, no. Gladys Kravitz is making your life miserable by trying to figure it out with the brain. And it never comes forth with our brain. Einstein said the same thing. He said, you can't figure it out. You have to just let it happen. Use your imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge, he said. See it, feel it. Let that energy move through you and it will show up. Gladys is always making judgments about what is right for you and for everybody around you. According to CNN, according to Fox News, the New York Times, so-called influencers online, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Everybody has an idea of what, my cousin told me this, so of course it's going to work for you. Certainly they may have wonderful ideas that work for them, but they don't know you and they don't know what is yours to do in this lifetime. The Spirit of God within you, your Christ, your Buddha self, knows exactly what is required for your healing, for your career success, for your financial success, for relationships to work in your life, for getting the right and perfect home. I've shared with you about my minister friend who was in the 14 program. He said, I want to buy a home. I've never owned a home. I'm in my 60s. I've never owned a home before. So he had them pray for them, and he got home, and the landlord said, got to move. I'm selling this house. He went, oh my God, I just prayed for a new home, and all of a sudden I'm being kicked out of this one. And he said, yeah, I'm selling it. He said, oh gosh. I said, I wish I could buy it. He says, well, how much can you give me? He says, I can't afford a down payment right now. I'm a minister. He said, oh, okay. You really want this? And he said, yes. He said, we'll work it out. It's yours. He just came home from the 14 meeting and he got a house, the one he was living in. You just have to be open and receptive. I have to be open and receptive and grateful right here, right now, and there it is. I keep it away by Gladys Kravitzing it. Oh, what am I going to do? Oh, I'll never have this. I'm going to figure this out. I can get a third job. It's not going to work that way. You should say, I'm open and receptive. You put the word out, I'm looking for a house. You can have this one. I don't have a down payment. So, you want it? It's yours. Oh, cool. He got a house for the first time, 65. It's God now. I recognize that song. Unless your divine intuition is leading you there, don't go there. If it feels right, Spirit is bringing you to there right now. People are always going to have an opinion about you. Always. You'll always be miserable if you believe them or listen to them. Always. Always. Every center I've ever gone to, I've gotten really good reviews and I've gotten really bad reviews. I mean, even here, I think somebody wrote on, after my tryout candidate weekend, somebody wrote on their evaluation form, fake. Wow, okay. What people think of me is really none of my business, but that was interesting. And ministerial school, sometimes they use the word theatrical. Paul's very theatrical. Am I really? I don't see it. My teacher, my talks teacher, what communications, that was what we called it. Communication teacher said, that was a good talk, but you're too funny. And one of my classmates says, "What are you talking about? That's going to sell him." She went, "I stand corrected." Just be you. When you're you, God comes out. When you're you, you are being authentic. I'm sorry they thought I was fake, but I couldn't be in front of you and talk about this unless I've tried it myself, unless I've put it to the test. And if I haven't, I don't talk about it. But all of us have within us right now the power to do whatever we want to do. You've got it right now, right here. It isn't missing. It's right now. So say yes to it, and then Spirit will immediately bring you there. You know, the very first film review ever printed was in 1896 of a movie called May Irwin's Kiss. It was a 2-word review. Absolutely disgusting. Whoa. Thomas Edison's teacher called him stupid. Edison. Einstein flunked elementary school math. His teacher called him hopeless. I felt so much better. I had to take algebra twice, and I still don't understand it. Where's X? Right here. Go. leave the class. Okay, thank you. Yeah, the concept is just, math is not one of my divine gifts at all. Walt Disney was told he has no talent. We still watch Disney movies. This is a Disney Channel. Beethoven's teacher Haydn dropped him because he didn't see any promise in him. Lucille Ball was kicked out of drama school. So many actors have been kicked out of drama school, say, "You'll never make it," and they said, "Watch. Watch me." They didn't listen to the opinions that were contrary to the promise of success from Spirit within that they knew was them. That's the only difference between you and somebody who's successful in that way. They said yes to it, and I'm not going to take no for an answer. They heard no as go in another direction or try someone else. Shelley Winters used to say, "I'm not fat, I'm 9 inches short." Socialite Florence Foster Jenkins had a shrieking voice that could bring the building down. But she loved to sing, and she did sing. She rented Carnegie Hall. She sold out. People were clamoring for tickets to hear this dreadful singer because she didn't listen to anybody. She said, "I'm just going to do it because I love doing it." What made her happy? She said, "This makes me happy." And people, not only they heard her voice and were like, "Oh my gosh," but they went because she was having such a good time doing it that they were filled with joy watching her being in joy. They said it was just so much fun to watch this woman. It was almost like watching a nightclub act. She couldn't be more perfectly awful if she tried. I remember one time she did say, in a moment of candor, she said, "People may say that I can't sing, but they can't say that I don't sing." And she knew people were laughing, and she said, I just love doing this, so they can do or say whatever they want, but I love this. I love it, and good for her. Our great teacher said, don't judge by appearances. Don't judge by the tip of the iceberg. Judge right judgment, which is love and wisdom working together to reveal what the truth is. Don't look at something and automatically think, "Oh, I understand what's going on." Not in your own life, and certainly not in another person's life. We barely understand how we work. I don't know at all anybody else. So keep you in mind when we're doing this wonderful judgment work, and let other people be who they are. Bless them along their way. A few years ago, a parishioner said to his priest, "Father, what causes arthritis?" And the priest fixed him with a piercing glare and said, "What causes arthritis? Immoral living. That's what causes smoking, drinking, running around with women." With a smug look and a bit of an acid tone in his voice, he said, "Why do you ask?" And the parishioner said, "Oh, no particular reason, Father. It just says here in the paper that the Pope has arthritis." Stop listening to other people. What causes arthritis? Everybody will have an opinion about that. Stop listening to other people and what they think about your plan, about your life, your happiness, your joy. They don't have it, they want to put yours down. Don't cast your pearls before swine. And stop being Gladys Kravitz on other people, as well as yourself. All right, close your eyes. Go to your heart. Tell Gladys to go home. We're done with her. People often ask me, how do I know it's spirit and not your ego telling you this? Number one, it's natural and it feels right. If it feels right, God is leading you there. The God energy within love and wisdom are leading you perfectly to the life you came to live. And number two, it doesn't tell you no. It says, wait and watch what's going to happen. It's wonderful. Get ready for wonderful to come forth. Breathe into your heart. Your job is to get ready for the good and to say yes to it because it is unfolding. It is here. Picture it. Have faith that this image has been given to you. Get excited about this. Remember the words of Charles Fillmore at 93, I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forward to do the work that ought to be done by me. God has got it ready. It's right here, right now. The universe says yes. Open your mind, open your heart to receive all that is ready for you right now. Don't judge. Don't assume you know what's going on and we're just in the middle of the woods right now sometimes. Let it be okay. You're being guided perfectly. No matter what's going on, you are prosperous. I am prosperous. No matter the look or what that tip of the iceberg appears to be. You're right in perfect home, you're right in perfect mate. Whatever it is you're looking for, it's already here when we acknowledge it. And say, I don't know how it's going to happen until it's revealed, and it's being revealed. I am prosperous. Breathe that in and let go. I am healthy and whole. If my body is producing something that doesn't look like that, just know that this is part of a journey. It's an unfoldment of health, strength, all good. This body is a holy temple. And I let God do the work of bringing healing to every part of it. Breathe light and life into every atom and cell and molecule of your being. I am strong and whole. I am a success in whatever I dream of. That dream is a God dream. And it's yours, and it's exciting, and it's wonderful. How is it going to unfold? Spirit is revealing it. Step by step, everything that we need to know right now is revealed. Let go of doubt, of fear or anxiety that it isn't happening. It is happening. Our judgment about it is inhibiting it. Let it go. Let spirit be spirit within you now. Breathe into your heart. And in the silence of our being, just for a few moments, all it takes is a brief moment of knowing this truth. We know. We say yes, and we judge rightly with love and wisdom. Be still and know that I am God. yes. We say yes to health, to abundance, to joy, to creativity, to love, to everything that we know is ours by divine right. For this realization, we are so grateful. And so it is.
It's that time in our hour where we focus a little bit on our own gratitude. Certainly a gratitude for the kinds of messages that we heard from Paul this morning. The music we hear from these gifted musicians. The classes that take place on Power Hour, to the classes that happen during the week, to the other activities that we enjoy here. So this is a time, I'm looking at this, I was struck by this earlier today because I actually just recently visited Anne Frank's house, her apartment, her attic, more specifically, thinking this is done by a 14-year-old girl who was at the hands of the Gestapo doing her best in an attic for more than 2 years. She says, "Give and you shall receive much more than you ever thought possible. Give and give again. People who give will never be poor." Really kind words. Lots of ways you can give here. I'm just going to not beat this to the, but you can see that there is that picture up there. If you use your camera on your phone, it will direct you to a way that you can do that. We have our ushers here this morning. And you can also leave a check or cash in the office as well. So thank you. You'll join me for the offertory blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I give and all that I receive, and so it is.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow are so pretty in the sky. Also all the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes,
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, guys. That was wonderful. Oh my gosh, that was so beautiful. You guys are classy. So wonderful. Take a moment, close your eyes before we move forward to the rest of our day. Breathe in your heart. The universe is saying, you got this. Because I got you. Believe it. It's true. Center in your heart. Let it flow forth. Let it shine light in every part of our physical being, our mental capacities, our soul, and let it radiate forth. Let that healing light radiate forth from you to bring healing to this community, to this town, to our state, to our country, a country so in need of healing right now. We see oneness. We let that flow forth to the rest of the planet. We hold our planet, our current home in light, for peace, for love, for harmony, and for all good. In this consciousness, let's pray the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Let's all stand, join hands, and sing, "Let There Be Peace on Earth," and let it begin with me.
Have a beautiful Sunday. Enjoy this weather, everybody.